This is Z. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am looking forward to having a pretty good family talk with you all. Hang on one second here. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join the live. But I'm looking forward to having a good family talk with you all today. I'm not going to talk for too long because I'm actually out of town right now. But I really want to give you guys a little bit of a quick assignment to do. So I'm just going to wait just a couple more seconds for the rest of you all to join. And we will get started in just a little bit. Let me share this link really quickly here. Hello, hello, hello. Give me one. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just shared the link. I'm sorry I got it to you all a little late. I'm already seeing some people jump in here. Hey, Dominique, I see you. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Immuno. Hi, you guys. Hi, Danielle. Waiting on just a couple more of you all to join really quickly so I don't have to repeat myself. Someone says, Danielle, hello all. Miss Z, how are you? Thank you, Danielle, for asking about me. I definitely have to talk to you guys about something because today's going to be a family talk. You guys are family at this point, so I'm going to have a very serious talk with you guys about some things. And there's going to be a lot of back and forth because I want to get in your heads a little bit and see what you're thinking. Hi, Tamika. Hi, Arlanda. Hi, you guys. I'm seeing everyone join. I'm just going to wait just a few more seconds here. Eventually, I'll get myself situated so I can send a link ahead of time, and you guys won't have to wait until I go live to join. Hi, Sin. Oh, from Rochester. Wow. Hi, Catherine. Love you too, Catherine. Thank you so much. So we'll give it about another 10 seconds more because I know just a few more people are just logging on. They're just now taking their lunch breaks. Hi, Angela. Love you too, baby. Hello, everyone. I see you joining. Hi, May. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those who will join afterwards, they'll just have to catch up with us. There's just a couple more people joining on here. Oh, from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hi. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Sensoray? That's beautiful. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Angelique. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started because we already have a nice amount of people in the group and everyone else can just catch up. I want to have a family talk with you all today. And you know it's pretty serious when I have my headscarf on, because for those who've been following me for a while, you guys already know that means that I've been away on some prayer and meditation journey. I got away for 3 days, and I literally have just been praying and meditating and really going to God with some things. And that's why I want to have a deep family talk with you guys. I'm not going to talk too long. I'm actually visiting my mom's cemetery. I'm actually out of state right now. And everything in my heart was moving to just go and visit my mom. And so I'm going to put some flowers on her gravesite and just spend some time with her. But I want to get started with a pretty serious topic. I want to talk to you guys about no more fears. And I want to let you know where I'm going with this. So let me first of all give you a little bit of a backdrop so you'll know where I'm coming from. I was blessed to conduct a conference, a seminar about a week or so ago with a pretty major organization for a lot of companies, some corporations, and you all may have seen the link that I put up. And all of the CEOs came into the room. Now I'm going somewhere with this, so just follow me. All of the CEOs and executives and staffing agency owners and salespeople and recruiters came into my class. And I told them, I said, I want everyone to leave their titles at the door. No one can come in here with a title. And so when they sat down, I'm going to give you the shortest version that I can give you. I said to them, I handed out a little sheet of paper, and I want you guys to do this right now. I want everyone to take out just a little sheet of paper because I'm going to do this with you. I'm just going to do it faster, but you guys will see where I'm going and why this is going to be a pretty serious discussion. So grab a little sheet of paper real quick. Hi, Elvis. I love you too. So grab a little sheet of paper or maybe figure out a way you can take some notes real quick. But imagine being in a large conference room, a beautiful, almost like a ballroom, and you have all of these CEOs, executives, recruiters, and people in the room. And I said to them, you're not allowed to bring your titles into the room at all. All the titles have to stay at the door. So I didn't care if they were with a multi-million-dollar corporation, which many of them were, or if they were just starting off and they were green as all get out. And I handed out these 3x5 cards, and they had me do a seminar on branding of all things, right? Some kind of way they found out about what I do, my podcast and this and that. And they said, Z, you've just done such a great job in branding. We want you to teach a class on it. But I said to God the night before, they didn't know that I was up to like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I said to God, I said, God, if I'm going to do this, you got to go with me. You got to work your way into this. And let me tell you how God worked this out and why I want to use this as an exercise to lead with this discussion. When they came into the room, I said, leave your titles at the door. And I gave everyone a 3x5 card. And I started off talking about what is branding, right? And I said, branding is really who you are. Branding is not about your product or service. It's really who you are. So I want to dig into who are you. And so I gave everyone a card and I said, the first thing I want you to write on this card is who are you? So that's what I'm telling you all to do right now. I want you to write on that card, who are you? You cannot define your title at work, and you can't even mention the name of your company. So I want you to write on that card, who are you? That's the first step. Now, I'm going a little fast with this, but I want you guys to write that down if you can. Or maybe you can even, how about this? Put it into the comment section if you want to do that. That may make things, just because I know I don't have time to sit and do a whole full blown out seminar with you all. But I said, who are you? So you guys can type your answers in there. How would you define yourself really quickly? Who are you? Okay. Tamika said, I'm a child of God. Okay, excellent. But who are you? So take the focus off of your career. Who really are you? Okay. The second question that I asked him is I said, what is it that you really love doing? And you can hear like a pin drop in the room at this point when I asked that question. Mind you, the room's filled with executives and CEOs and managers and such. And I says, what is it that you really like doing? So that's the second question that I'm asking you. And people had a little bit of a hard time with this because and I had to help them a little bit. I said, I want you to really allow your mind to just kind of go out there. Let's say it's dancing. Let's say it's cooking. Let's say it's motivating and inspiring people. Let's say, you love writing, Elisa said a motivator, a helper, an encourager. I love that. I love that. I love that. Jacqueline says, I'm a child of the King. Okay, now get a little bit more specific with that. Okay, so Sin says caring for people. Good. So Iris said, I like interacting with people. Be a little bit more specific with that, Iris, when you kind of go off on your own and marinate on this question a little bit more. I want you guys to be specific. Don't feel as if you have to give I want to use this the right way. Don't feel you have to give a religious answer. What I mean by that is when I say, what do you like doing in and of itself? Because I don't know what your careers are. What is it that you would do on a daily basis if you could, if money was not a factor at all? What is it that you would do? Okay, Zifa Zanki, it's a beautiful name, by the way, said life coaching. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, and Fula Pendazi said, I like traveling. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. I like to help people deal with the truth. Angela, that's pretty strong. I like that. Okay, so you guys get my point. So I had them to really just jog their memory with what is it that you actually love doing? And then the third question I asked them is I said, so what is it that you want to do in life? Are you actually doing what you want to do right now? And literally, you could see some of the people in the room, and I'm not making this up. Some people just started crying. Cynthia said cooking. Okay, Keisha said travel. Mentor young teens and read books. I love that. May said, I'm in a community relations, cooking and feeding people. May, I love that. I love that. I love that. Crystal says, I have the dream to be an actress since I was 9. See, now we're going somewhere. Someone says, I like reading. I like to help people. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I had them do this exercise for quite a while. And again, I'm giving you the shorter version of it. And I had them to list what is it that they love doing. And it's almost like you can see the child start coming out because, some people were saying, I like cooking. I like this. I like, writing. I like whatever. And then I said, well, are you doing that? And literally you can see the tears start to flow a little bit. And I thought, I think we're catching on to something here. So then what I did is I took them to, I think it was James chapter 4. Now I wasn't planning on going this far into this. I was just trying to do an introduction with you guys. And y'all taking me a lot further than I wanted to go. So let me just follow the Spirit and do what God is telling me to do. But I took them to James. I think it was chapter 4. I think it was verse 14. Just hang on a second here. Oh, it was. So James 4:14. And yes, I did read a scripture at that conference with all those business people. James 4:14 says, you are a mist. that appears for a little while and then vanishes. Let me read that to you again, baby. James 4:14 teaches us you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. So I just reminded them, are you guys aware of how short and precious life really is? Are you really aware of how short and precious life really is? So now let me forward. I would love reviewing process, as Alicia says. So now let me forward a little bit into this because I don't want to do the whole seminar right here on the call. I went through my entire presentation with them. By the grace of God, it was phenomenal. And at the end of the seminar, I told them to pull that card back out. So I said, I want everyone to pull that card back out. And I said, I want you to imagine it's 30 years from now. And you were just cleaning your closet or looking under your bed or something, and you just found that card. And I said, now, here's the deal. I said, before I tell you what to do, I want you to also imagine you didn't do anything different in your life from this day to the next 30 years. You may have switched jobs, maybe, but you never pursued any of those things on that card. That's what I said to them. I said, you never pursued it. And I said, so whatever it was, you played that safe route, right? For whatever reason. Could be insecurities, could be worrying about what people think about you, right? Could be whatever the reason is. It really doesn't matter at this point because 30 years has already passed. And you just pulled this card out. And I told them, I said, I want you to flip this card over and I want you to write on that card what's the first thing that comes to your mind because you just found it. And I said, and it's already 30 years from now. And I kid you not, at least a fourth, if not half of everyone in that room was in tears. Now, I didn't expect that. And they thanked me for the session. But when I tell you, I'm talking VPs, CEOs, you name it, literally in tears. And I says, my God, I think you're opening up something here. And that's why I wanted to bring that to you all. Some people are still writing some things in here. So I wanted to bring that to you all because that's the opening to what I want to talk about. I named this No More Fears because what you all don't know is I've been on a journey myself. Now, as much as I motivate and encourage people and this and that, I got to live by what I'm saying. Am I right? I've been on a journey myself to figure out, Z, who really are you? What is it that you love doing and what do you want to do in life? Now, many of you all know that I assume you know that I've been in the staffing industry as an agency owner, 31 years in the industry, 26 years as an owner. I love helping people find jobs. It's what I do for a living. But in my heart of hearts, I love motivating and inspiring and encouraging people. I love helping the brokenhearted. I love using my life experiences to speak life into other people. I love the messages I get from people, and you all don't know the thousands of messages I get a week. And that's not an exaggeration of people saying, Z, you don't even know you saved my life. I literally was considering taking my life. And because I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm reading my Bible, I find that there's hope. Or I see people say, Z, I lost my child and I gave up on God. But the fact that you lost your son and you have the audacity to still give to other people, you've gotten me back on my knees in prayer. Or I see people say, Z, I was afraid to pursue my dreams in life and you got me wanting to do that. So that's naturally what's in me. That's what I love doing. But guess what? I've been afraid. I've been afraid. And I think what I've been afraid of is, God, am I good enough to really do this? This is naturally how you built me and what I love doing. And I only do it in your power and in your strength. But what is it that's holding me back from making this my thing, what I do? I've been wanting to step into this next realm and I've been hesitant because I'm like, God, I don't know if I'm that good to really do this. Like, let this be my thing, my full-time thing. This is what I want to do. And it wasn't until I went to that seminar, which is why I bring all of this back up. It wasn't until I went to that seminar that I realized when I saw the room was filled with tears and the amount of people coming up to me afterwards, left and right, my eyes began to open and I began to see all this time I've allowed fears to stifle me. Now, if you all have read my book, Necessary, there's a chapter in there called Cage Mindset. And I talk about that a little bit. But God had been brewing in my heart that, baby, I've given you everything that you need and I'm with you, but you got to pursue what I'm doing. So Arlanda says, I get it. Dominique says, help us, Miss Z. Oh, Tamika, you're going to make me cry. You said you are more than enough. Catherine said, Z, as certain as I am in gravity, I'm certain God used you to change my life. Summer 2021. I've never been the same. Okay, y'all gonna get me to crying, so let me just keep talking. Angela said can't stop crying. So anyway, here's my point that I want to get at with this, you guys. Life is short. Me thinking about losing my son and here out of state visiting my mom's gravesite, I just thought about, you know what? We've got to be able to let go of these fears and move forth in life. You know, I always get some sort of coaching from someone because I'm always looking to improve myself. And one of the recent coaches that I talked to, and it's more so on just seeing if there's anything I'm missing in life or something that I'm not seeing. But one of the things that this one coach recently said to me, he said, Z, there's three types of goals and ways that people plan things in life. He said, when people set goals, they either set goals that they've already accomplished, or they set goals that, how did he put it? They know the steps on how to get there, or there's goals you set that you have no idea how you're going to do it. No idea. And he says those are the kind of goals that you need to pursue and go after. So I'm here to encourage you all that it is time for many of us to go after the things that makes us afraid. You know, those big goals, those I think they call it C-type goals, those heavy set goals that you're like, God, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to go for it. Now I got a passage I want to read for you. Let me read some of the comments here. I agree. Fear can paralyze me. That's what Rosa said. Danielle said cyber hugs. Absolutely true. You gave me permission to embrace my story, says Amoya. Amen. Amen to that. I'm going to read to you. Let me find it in my Bible real quick. In the book of Ecclesiastes, as you guys know, I can't have a session with at least not with, I got to cite something. This is what I was reading this morning. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Just give me another minute of your time. We'll end this pretty soon. Someone else is texting something. Crystal says, I've always felt that I was meant for something more. I wake up thinking about my childhood dream every day. Okay. So in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, I want everyone to read verse 10. It says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the grave where you are going, there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. Now let me read that again. And this verse should not discourage anybody. This verse should be uplifting you and encouraging you. So catch this verse again. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 10 says, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the grave where you are going, there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. One of the hardest things about when I visit my son's gravesite, I'm sorry, give me a moment. He was so intelligent. Such an amazing, bright young man. Brilliant, just a straight A, just brilliant with everything that he does. And sometimes when I go to his site, I just think there's nothing else he can do from that casket. He can't plan anything. He can't work. All of the wisdom and knowledge that he accumulated, all of his gifts, even with my mom, who I'm about to head to her cemetery. And just as soon as I end this call, I'm heading right to her cemetery. But there's nothing else that she can do in the physical, that is, from the grave. This is the time when we are alive, while there's blood still running through your veins, baby, that you need to live life to the fullest. Now, when I say live life to the fullest, some people take that the wrong way. That don't mean you go out there, getting high, doing drugs and doing all of this mess, got no business out there doing, and just doing whatever, saying I'm living life to the fullest. I truly believe it is your responsibility to glorify and honor God in your life, to help others and to use your gifts and talents, period. I believe that wholeheartedly. But when I say live life to the fullest, that's what I mean. We only have so much time. And I believe that's why that room, a lot of the people in the room started crying, because these people have accomplished tremendous things in life, things that most people would desire to get to. But yet something touched their spirit that, my God, am I doing what's in here, what I want to do? Am I using those gifts and talents God's given me? And what are the fears that's holding me back? That's why I've gotten away for these 3 days, because you guys may think, that once you've accumulated a little bit of money, or once you've accumulated certain positions in life, life is grand and everything is all good. I believe until we use the gifts and talents that God has given us and we start tapping into what's in here, I think that's when we really begin to live. So that's why I visit my son's gravesite often, or in this case, going to my mom's site. Some people think it's a sign of, well, Z, you got to move on. And no. It's a reminder. When we buried my son, I wasn't even planning on going in all of this. You guys got me talking now. So this is just a family talk. So for those who are completely new to the group, just join the next one when I go live again. I'm talking to people that's been with me for a while and that I can just kind of freestyle and just say whatever. But when I visit my son's gravesite, I purchased additional plots by him. And when you go to it, there's a sign on it that says selected before need. So my slot is already there. Like my whole thing is right there. I want to be next to my son whenever the good Lord decides to take me. I go there and I look at it, and I look at selected before need. That's what it says. I do that because it just reminds me that I only have between this day that I'm breathing and the last day I take my breath before my body is going to be in that slot. It's not a lot of time. And by the grace of God, I'm well into my 50s. Even if I lived another 50 something years, that's not a lot of time. So anyway, you guys may say, well, Z, where are you going with all of this? I want to encourage you all to pursue your dreams in life. Now, there's some steps to that. I want to be clear. If you don't have yourself situated where your I guess I want to say personal and spiritual development is where it needs to be, sometimes in pursuit of your dreams, you can forget about God. So for example, if you're not disciplined with your spending, or let's say you've got an addiction or a habit or something that you've not dealt with yet, and you're trying to pursue wealth or big things in life, sometimes getting those things can be the worst thing in the world for you. So that's why I did a post, I think yesterday, I did a post called Hidden. I don't know if you all saw that, but I said, if you want influence, and if you want to impact nations, and you want to do big things in life, and you want that type of exposure, one of the best things you can do, baby, is run and hide. You got to hide with God. You got to let him hide you for a while. And you guys can go back and listen to some of my old podcasts, some of the newer people that's joining this live right now. And you'll see the stories of David and some of the others in the Bible I talked about, where all that time where he was being ignored, he was being built, like God was getting him ready. He had to master the use of a slingshot with the lions and bears, because later he would be coming against Goliath. You get my point? He had to master being able to calm the sheep in the field with playing the harp, because later he would be playing that harp for King Saul. Does that make sense? So in that time of being hidden, it was a time of preparation. Let me go back to what I was getting at. The point I'm trying to make, some of you may be ready for that next step where it's time to say, you know what? No more fears. I'm ready to pursue the dreams that God has me in life, because he's hidden me and now he's revealing me to do the things I'm supposed to do. And there's some of you who maybe not quite yet. You're ready to take that leap because you're being hidden, and God is preparing you and strengthening you and getting you ready for that next move that you're going to be making in life. Does that make sense? So anyway, let me read a few comments here. I was only supposed to talk 15 minutes just to talk to you guys for a minute. Crystal said, make your dash, the little dash between when you were born. Yes. And when you leave. Absolutely. Jacqueline says, yes, I've seen Hidden is powerful. Amen. I'm glad that you saw that episode. If you all haven't seen that, you should go back and watch it. Yvette says, thanks, love. You're welcome, Yvette. I know some of you all have got to get back to work. So here's the thing that I want to talk to you guys about. I have been working forever on getting my mentorship program together, as many of you are aware. And I want to have a very transparent family talk with you all. The reason I did not launch that program yet was for two things. Number one, I did not want to get overwhelmed and overloaded. because I do have a full-time company I run with staff and employees and people that depend on the decisions I make so they can financially support themselves. But there's been a pull in my heart and there's been fire that God has been putting in me. And I'm being honest, I've been trying to stuff that fire out and it won't stuff out. The fire just keeps getting larger and larger and larger. But I've been afraid. This is my confession. This is my confession. I've been afraid to really go forth with it because I don't want to hurt anyone. I want to make sure that I'm able to bring value to the table. And honestly, I think it was just the fears that I allowed to come into my life and hold me back. So I am finally, by the grace of God, launching the mentorship program. If you go to my website at zenjaglass.com, I think there should be a button on there because I haven't been in my office in a few days. That's a wait list that you can join. So if you go to zenjaglass.com, you guys can join that wait list and see what that's all about. But here's what I want to say to you. I'm going to continue to give free and to the public the way that I'm doing now. Do not feel any pressure on joining any type of mentorship, anything, because as you guys know, I have my podcast which streams everywhere, my YouTube channel, the TikTok, the Facebook, the Instagram, wherever you go, you're going to find posts from me, and I'm constantly giving free information on a daily basis. So do not feel in the least bit that you've got to go join some extra program. That specific mentorship program is specifically for a number of people who've reached out to me and reached out to me a number of times. Some of you know who you are, where you said, Z, please, can you provide some sort of a personal mentorship or some sort of a one-on-one or something for business owners who are looking to grow their influence, who are looking to expand their branding. So there's been a number of people that's reached out to me that's not comfortable commenting online, like in a live, like how we're doing now. And you guys know I've just pushed them all away. And I just said, I don't offer it. I don't offer it. I don't offer it. So that specific mentorship program is really for people who this is not enough for them. They need more because they're trying to launch a business or they're trying to grow their following or they need a little bit of one-on-one and they need that extra from me. So that's what that specific mentorship program is about. Otherwise, my overall free mentorship program is exactly what I'm doing here, and I'm going to keep on doing it, baby, because I love you all, and I don't want anyone to feel obligated that they've got to give or do anything. So anyway, let me read some of these comments. Claudia says, it's the first time I'm catching you live, but I can't see or hear you. It just keeps loading and loading. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that. This message is, all of my lives are being saved, so you'll be able to come back and see it, Claudia. Trying to read some of these. Lord, deliver me from that fear that's holding me back. Jacqueline says that. Catherine says, you're so impressive and inspiring with your diligence to run all these platforms. I'm 21 and not be overwhelmed. Thank you for saying that, Catherine. I don't think people really realize the amount of work, time, energy, and if I can be very transparent, and I never talk about resources, I never do, but I'll just say it this one time. I don't think people are even aware of the amount of resources even that it takes for me to have people to assist with editing and putting these things up and all of the production that goes behind the scene to be on all these platforms so that people can get free information. Keisha says, this was confirmation. Essie says, happy to see you. Jacqueline says, I'm interested, Z. Yeah, so my site is zenjaglass.com. I just relaunched it, I guess I should say. And right now, I think, I got to check with my staff, but I think that they put a wait list on there just so that I don't get overwhelmed and I can take it very, very slowly. With starting with a small group of people, just a few people I want to start with, where we can spend some time together every week, maybe 30 minutes to an hour. I got to figure that out. And then we'll slowly grow it out. And to God be the glory. At least I'm walking and doing what God has put in my heart to do. This was not an easy decision because, as you all know, for a couple of years straight, I've been putting this off. But when I read these passages and I thought about that class that I gave just the other week with all the CEOs and executives, I thought, Z, if not now, when? When are you going to let that fire just come on out of you, baby, and start giving it fully? There's so much more I want to talk about that I'm just not able to put online in an open platform like this. So many, from business tips to really more personal things, things that I want to go into, but it's just not wise to go into every single thing in a complete live platform. So I'm excited to finally be launching it. To God be the glory. He's going to give me the wisdom with it. Give me grace and be patient with me as we build it out. And again, I want to start with just a smaller group of people. I'm specifically kind of targeting a lot of the business owners that's come at me and said, Z, I just really need some guidance with starting up my company or with getting it off the ground. Okay, I'm just going to read a little bit more. I thank God for you. Thank you so much. Martha said, if not, when? Yes, yes, yes. Danielle says, Holy Father, appreciate you allowing your daughter to heal the brokenhearted. You rock, Z. You're going to get me to crying, Danielle, because I read, I think it was Isaiah 61. And I talked to my staff about that this morning. I had like a 1 hour meeting with them this morning from my hotel room. And I told them, I said, you guys, I just read Isaiah 61. And I talked to them about the importance of serving and giving. I said, with whatever we do, we're never going to stop giving and serving people for free. We're never going to stop that. I want to continuously help heal the brokenhearted, help those who are grieving, help those who are mourning, help those who feel like giving up in life. Share my life openly as I did in my book, Necessary. You guys know, because this is extremely personal. For those who have the book, I mean, I talked about all kinds of things that I went through, different types of abuse, some of the counterfeit gods I picked up in life that I had to lay those counterfeit gods down. I went into some very personal stories that even members in my own family didn't know. But my point is that when I talked to my staff this morning, I said to them, we have to continue to pour in and to give all over the world to people, because people need to know that there's hope in God. So that's not stopping no matter what. And that's why I said, do not at all feel the pressure to get in any type of additional programs I develop. You got to remember that I have the mindset of there's some people that need more, and they don't want to be online and like a big open platform, and they've reached out to me. So that's really what that's about. You've seen me through my roughest time in life. Thank you, Lord. Angela, you're going to make me cry. Thank you. Danielle says, I have the book in the audio. Danielle, thank you for saying that. I don't even know if you know how hard it was recording that audio for the book and recording the video book. So I did it in 3 formats, audio, video, and paperback. And you guys have no idea. I cried and cried and cried like a baby. And let me tell you a little something more before I get off this live, since we're just having a family talk. When we were done recording everything, I kid you not, some kind of way, some of the recording got messed up, and I had to go back and record another 2 chapters or so. And it happens to be 2 of the toughest chapters in my life, you know, the chapters dealing with abuse. And it was the hardest thing in the world. So imagine crying. I mean, you got tears and stuff running all out of your nose. But imagine coming in 2 or 3 days later and your production person telling you, I'm so sorry, Ms. Z, but we've got to do it again. So when I tell you that I went through a lot to get that book recorded, God knows it almost took me out. But anyway, let me get off of this. I'm trying to read so many of the messages. It's nothing like hearing you as I read. It feels like you're right there with me, holding my hand. Thank you, Danielle. Cynthia says, I'm loving your book. For those who have purchased my book, please make sure you leave a review on Amazon, because that helps with ranking. Amazon sort of shows your book to more people, the more reviews that are on there. So many of you have sent me reviews directly by DMing me on some of my social media channels. I've actually gotten a ton of reviews from you guys, but I'm asking if you could please put those reviews on Amazon. That would be a big help. Someone says, you are being prepared for a time such as this. God is working with you to help others. Thank you, Iris. We got you, Miss Z, Danielle. Thank you all so much. So I want you guys now, just to wrap this up really quickly, make sure you do that little assignment I gave you in the beginning. Get your 3x5 card out. Ask yourself, who are you? What is it that you love doing? And what is it that you want to do in life? And really spend some time in that. And then walk away from it. Come back a little bit later and then say to yourself, I just found this card 30 years later. And let's assume I didn't change a single thing about my life. Let's assume I didn't change nothing. What is the first thing that comes to mind? And I want you to write that down, because I want to jog your memory a little bit, and I want to get you a little uncomfortable so that you can realize how short life is. Because baby, believe it or not, 30 years is going to pass by really quickly, just so you know. So do that. Read that passage, Ecclesiastes 9:10, that I just read to you all. And remember that whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. For in the grave where you are going, there's neither working nor planning, nor knowledge nor wisdom. And baby, I'm a living witness to tell you that, as a person who's lost 2 very close people, my mother and my son. There's nothing else that they're able to do from that grave. But we have that opportunity to do some things now, even if we mess up. That's why I say give me some grace with this mentorship program. Even if we mess up, even if it's not as organized as we want it to be, even if people say bad things about us. You know, sometimes we get stressed about what someone's going to say. Baby, you want to live, and you want to live life to the fullest, bringing glory and honor to God. Okay? Using your gifts and talents, Whether you realize this or not, this will be the last thing I say before I read a few more comments. The world needs you, baby. The world needs you. The world needs your gifts and your talents, and you were put here for a reason. And I want you to start living, okay? I love you all. I'll read just one or two more comments here. Jacqueline says, I have my book as well, and I'm loving it. I'm planning to purchase copies if necessary for my mom and daughter as well. Jacqueline, I'm so glad you said that. A number of people have reached out to me and said that they're getting my book for Mother's Day. And for graduation gifts. And I never thought about that. I thought, you know what, that actually is a great idea. Because for those who don't have my book, just so you know, every chapter really stands alone. So some of you have asked, Z, can I jump around a little bit? You really can, because every chapter is its own thing, and every chapter has homework and assignments that you do. So I'm very happy to hear you say that, Jacqueline. A number of people have been messaging me and saying that they're getting it for Mother's Day and they're getting it for their daughters or their sons and other people. That touches my heart. Danielle says, Lord, hold me, appreciate your spiritual food. Thank you for helping me dream again. That's for me, myself, and more. And I'll just read one or two more here. I got one already for my mom. Thank you, Catherine. Love you, Zenja from London, UK. That is absolutely amazing. I don't know how the UK and some of these other places have found out about me or this podcast, but it's amazing how God spreads this all over the world. It's just absolutely amazing. Harriet, you are so welcome. I love you all. I love you. I love you. I'm going to do my best to continue going live every single Monday at noon. Give me some grace because sometimes I'm on the road. And I know I need to set up a link so you guys can have a little bit more of a heads up notice, but just set a notification on your phone. Every Monday at noon, just go to Z's live stream so you can find me. But we're about to start talking through some pretty serious things. I'm ready to really take this to a whole nother level with you all. So anyway, I love you. I love you. I love you. Again, zenjaglass.com is live now. And I think there's a wait list if my staff has put it up for the mentorship. Please, 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 by the grace of God, do not be offended if you sign up and not put into that mentorship program, because again, I already had some people that's been waiting that needs a little bit more one-on-one or a little bit of hand holding, or people who are entrepreneurs or trying to do entrepreneurship and they want to start growing their social media channels and their influence. So I'm really trying to focus the first part of this mentorship on sort of that selection, but please don't be offended if the wait list is longer than expected or you can't get in it immediately. Keep in mind, this is no different. This is just a live mentorship that's open to everybody. So you don't have to pay nothing to be on that one. You can just stay right here with me every week and get all this information from my heart. But I love you all. I think, let me see here. Jacqueline says, you are God's bright light in this world. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Yvette says, you are a great teacher. Danielle says, y'all, I'm struggling with chapter 3. I can't remember here on my face lately. What was chapter 3 about, Jacqueline? Danielle, let me just see that really quickly. Oh, chapter 3 is very heavy. That's called Through the Fire. And that's when my entire life was falling apart. My marriage was hanging by a half of a thread. That was a tough chapter. In and out of the hospital with my son. My staffing agency had plummeted. I had almost no money. I ended up, I think at some point, buying stuff from Goodwill and trying to resell stuff. I think that's when I got invited to some Bible group and almost went off on a lady because I'm like, I don't have time to be trying to seek God first right now when my life's falling apart. So Through the Fire is probably one of the toughest chapters. I'll be lifting you in prayer that chapter encourages you. Here's the beautiful thing about this book, if I can say so myself. Every chapter ends with a message of hope and inspiration. There's not one chapter in here where you're going to read and you should be let down. You should always be left being built up. And even just yesterday when I was in the restaurant in this hotel, thinking through what I want to talk to you guys about and praying and crying to God about giving me wisdom, I went through my own book. I literally read through almost half my book by myself for breakfast in the morning. And I'm sitting there crying and sobbing and holding back tears at the table because I forgot all the passages that I put in here. So it actually even encouraged me. So you can jump around and read, any chapter to be able to handle whatever you're going through. Let me get my butt off of this thing. I'm pulling things I thought I could not remember. Thank you for encouraging us today. I needed it. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I've gone a lot longer than I was supposed to. They're going to kick me out of this hotel because I'm supposed to be checked out. And I was going to go live for 15 minutes. And I'm just realizing now it's almost 40 minutes. But I love you guys. I want to thank you for holding my arms up and for all the encouragement. I just wish you knew how many times at night I sit and cry and think about you guys and pray out to God to bless your lives and to cover you. And I beg God to give me wisdom. Bless me to never hurt anyone. Bless me to always be authentic. Bless me to always be genuine. Bless me to lay my life naked before the world so that I can give hope to the brokenhearted. Bless me to inspire people to pursue their dreams in life. Bless me to give hope to those who are feeling like giving up. Bless me to change people's perspective by pointing them to you, dear God, so that they can see that no, you're not being punished. You're actually being hidden. You're being helped. You're being protected. So that's my prayer. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. My cyber hugs to you, Miss Z. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you, Danielle. I'm going to end this live and get my butt off of this and get to my mom's cemetery. So you guys remember that passage, Ecclesiastes 9:10. I want you to read it, okay? I love you guys. I'm going to run. Bye-bye.